You guys, Red here, and today Bungie have revealed or teased Arc 3.0 for us a day before the final TWAB of the season. I'm just going to read through it basically here. Before we dive into class-specific abilities, let's talk about buffs and debuffs that are key to Arc 3.0 experience. First up is a new buff called Amplified, which is the key to the Arc 3.0 experience. An Amplified Guardian is faster, both in terms of movement speed and in terms of their weapon handling. And they're more agile, able to perform longer slide that can function as a devastating setup for some other attacks that follow. Unlike other damage type buffs, like Void Invisibility or Solar Radiant, players do not need to equip any specific aspects or fragments to become amplified. By default, all Arc classes become amplified after rapidly defeating targets with any Arc damage, and equipped aspects and fragments offer additional ways to become or benefit from being amplified. After sprinting for a few seconds, an Amplified Guardian will gain another boost in speed, as designer Mike Humboldt put it, basically as fast as we can make our sprint animation go, gaining a sizable PvE damage resistance buff and enabling an even longer slide ability. Imagine full-on Metroid speed, only Samus is now wielding Gjallarhorn. Even if a player is no longer amplified, as long as they keep sprinting, the speed booster buff will stay active. On the debuff side, Arc 3.0 is bringing two to the party: Blind and Jolt. Blinding opponents in PvE won't be able to see, naturally, and will also be disorientated and unable to fire their weapons in PvP. Oh no, just disoriented and unable to fire their weapons. In PvP, blinded opponents will have their screen whitened out and their HUD removed for a short period of time, alongside a ringing audio effect simulating the ringing in the ears after a flashbang explodes. Jolted opponents who are damaged will periodically send slivers of chain lightning out to nearby enemies, damaging them in the process. So that's just chain lightning. Arc 3.0 also democratizes Ionic Traces, which were previously available only to Military Warlock, now available to all three classes. Traces are objects that, when collected, will add energy for all your abilities. Now that you are familiar with the basics, let's jump into the classes themselves. A hunter dashing forward, crackling with the power of arc lightning, is a sight that is sure to strike fear into the heart of an enemy. Yep. Hunters will be able to choose the 3 arc aspects to customize their tactical style. Flow state: defeating a jolted opponent causes you to become amplified. When amplified, a hunter's dodge will recharge faster and make you more resistant to damage, and you have a quicker reload speed. Tempest Strike allows the hunter to perform a sliding melee that launches an arc wave along the ground, dealing significant damage and jolting enemies in its path. And Lethal Current: after dodging, the hunter's melee lunge range is increased and their next melee attack jolts the target and creates a damaging lightning aftershock. When used with the Arc Staff Super, after dodging, the hunter's next staff light attack hits twice. In addition, hitting a jolted enemy with the melee attack will blind them. Finally, and of particular note, Arc 3.0 will also bring back the blink movement mode for Arc Hunters. Oh dear lord. Okay. Also looks like they're just going to have one super, as is here. 2 supers will be available for Warlocks: Chaos Reach, where players will be able to shoot concentrated beams of arc energy out of their hand to decimate opponents, and Storm Trance, which we all know about. 3 aspects for Warlock: Arc Soul. As I predicted, Warlocks cast a rift to create an Arc Soul that will assist the player in battle. Allies who pass through the rift will also earn an Arc Soul. The rift charges faster when allies are near, and while amplified, any Arc Soul you have or gain is supercharged, increasing its rate of fire. Lightning Surge: the Warlock activates their melee while sliding to transform into a ball of lightning and teleport forward, cooling down a field of lightning bolts at the exit point that jolts targets. Electrostatic Mind: Arc ability kills on Arc debuffed enemies create Ionic Traces. When you collect any Ionic Traces, you become amplified. Lightning Surge sounds sick. Titan desire to punch all things manifests in a couple of devastating supers that are returning for Arc 3.0, Fist of Havoc and Thunder Crash, so you keep both of them. One of the biggest changes coming to Arc Titan is the new Thruster class ability. By double tapping a button, the Titan bursts in their throttle direction at speed, performing a quick first-person evade. Well, to all those people that wanted Twilight Garrison back, here you go! For melee attacks, Titans will retain their Seismic Strike shoulder charge, which blinds enemies. Performing a Seismic Strike will amplify, while amplified will increase the radius of the blind, and the blinding effect will last longer. Arc 3.0 aspects for Titan. Touch of Thunder improves arc grenades in the following ways. Flashbang fires an additional blind impulse on its first bounce. Pulse, when the grenade damages an enemy, it creates an ionic trace for the Titan. Pulse grenade damage increases over time as the grenade lingers after impact. Lightning grants an additional charge for lightning grenade and jolts targets on initial blast. That's disgusting. Storm creates a roaming thundercloud that moves and tracks enemies. Okay. Juggernaut, while sprinting and with full class ability enemy energy, the Titan gains a frontal shield that blocks incoming damage. Oh my god. Knockout melee kills trigger health regeneration and make Titan amplified. Oh my Christ. Okay. And now for the fragments, we have Spark of Beacons. When a player is amplified, Arc special weapon kills create a blinding explosion. Oh my god. Spark of Resistance. When surrounded by enemies, the player has increased damage resistance. If that stacks with the already known damage resistance of 100 resilience, you will never die. Spark of Momentum. Sliding over ammo will reload your weapon and grant a small amount of melee energy. Sliding over Hemi increases the amount of ammo granted. Bruh. Spark of Shock. The player's arc grenades jolt enemies. Oh my dear god. And then we learn more on the showcase on the 23rd. Oh my Christ. So, Hunters look boring. IMO. Titans, you have built-in Twilight Garrison and a frontal shield. Warlocks get a sliding teleport. Holy shit. What do you mean? Okay, that's it for the video. I'll have a link to this down in the description if you want to read through all of it. Oh my god. See you on the 23rd and tomorrow for the 12th video. Peace.